welcome back to the Rumble Pack podcast. I am Devin, as always. With me are
Blake.
Still Brock.
there you go. We're still who we say we are. And today we are doing episode 55. We're gonna go over a little bit of news. Gonna go over a little bit of Mario Party, and then I am going to talk about Animal Crossing most of the time.
Lots of Animal Crossing.
That's why we're doing this.
Yeah. Happy Home 2.0.
Yes.
But first, there's news, because
Yes.
I didn't know there was any news.
Well, I have a little bit of news. It's I guess Nintendo adjacent, kind of.
This
I
has
did-
always been a flexible podcast.
I did want to talk about very briefly. Pikmin Bloom came out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one that's played it.
Wrong. I finally got it to load yesterday.
Perfect.
Perfect. I was like, did Brock ever try this? Did he not? The app was very not cooperative for a while, so.
I mean, that's how Niantic did it with Pokemon Go, too. So
Well, that's the thing. It's like Pokemon
bugs.
Go is such a cultural revolution, kind of like out of nowhere to
Our
me.
parents were playing it.
Yeah.
Why?
It's like-
how?
Well, because I remember when it first came out, we were living in an apartment, and we were like, let's go take a walk and try this game out. And all times of the day, people were just out and about. That in the area, it was a fairly quiet little area. No one was ever outside.
Yeah.
The day it launched and weeks after, all the time, people everywhere.
You must have had Pokestop.
There was several. We would go to this park that was nearby. There was 3 Pokestops that you could hit if you just basically walked the park loop.
Yeah.
So kids were just running everywhere. We lived by a high school, and all the high school kids were just congregated. So
Well, that's not even the largest area. We lived near college campus because I was still going to school, and we would go to the campus.
oh, that's
and there
right.
were massive groups of people all over the place.
College campuses literally are the greatest for Pokemon Go.
And it was it was
Every
kinda
building
cool.
was a Pokestop.
It was kind of cool too because everyone was like, "Oh my god, over here there's a Gengar! Let's go!"
I do remember
everyone."
that. We went to the quad of the college, just a big grassy area, and there were so many people out there, and I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Someone was like, "There's a Haunter," and of course the Haunter line is to a lot of people is this is the coolest thing ever. This is our favorite.
Especially when it was just first gen Pokemon were out, so that was one of the top ones that people.
Well, yeah, and what you would see would be everyone had Pidgey, everyone had what about you
Rattata.
Eevees in our neighborhood also, but it was kind of the base Pokemon, oh,
Right.
Caterpie.
Mhm.
So then seeing a Haunter, everyone's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm imagining a cartoon where it's hey, everybody, and then there's this giant
It,
gray.
well, it
literally
literally
was.
was.
It
Yeah,
was.
one person, because you could see the little tracking footprints.
Oh, yeah,
if
I
it was
forgot
3-way, it was a certain distance. If it was
Yeah.
1 footprint, it was a certain distance. So someone saw it pop up on the tracking thing, and then everyone was kind of trying to triangulate where it was, and then someone finally found it, and floods of people. It was how many people do you think it was?
It was probably 50 to 70.
That's what I was gonna
people.
say, 50 or something. But that's a lot of people
Right.
playing
Yeah.
Pokemon Go in one area.
Mhm.
So we're talking about this because Pikmin Bloom has been exactly the same. I've seen
Yeah, that's kind of what
Very
I wanted to kind
popular.
of contrast the excitement of Pokemon Go to Pikmin Bloom. I haven't heard of really anyone playing this game.
Well, I think it's also hard because Pikmin, I don't think, is as popular and accessible
Yes.
as Pokemon.
Isn't that amazing that somehow Pokemon, just the idea of Pokemon, still holds that much
Yeah.
weight?
Well, and that's part of me is Pokemon is much more, at least Pokemon Go is more of a collectible game. There's however many Pokemon there are now, probably almost 1,000. And you're trying to check the box. Did I get a Charmander? Did I get a Bulbasaur? Pikmin, it's there's 7 types of Pikmin. So it's
Sure.
like you get all of them, and then it's like, now what?
And
That
they
was my
all-
question.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, just like what is the incentive
Well,
to keep
so
playing that?
and that's the thing. Like, I guess I'll give a brief description of what the app even is. It's very similar to Pokemon Go. Um, it's more of like a step counter than anything, from what I've seen. It's like Pokemon Go has things that you need to hatch eggs by getting a certain amount of steps. That's how the incubators work for the eggs. That's how you hatch Pokemon. There's much more of like that walking is like the main thing in Pikmin Bloom. You don't find Pikmin out and about like you do Pokemon. It's you have to like hatch them from these seedling things that you can find. But again, you do that by walking. So everything is like walking in this game. So you really just walk. Like I don't know a better way to describe it. It's like there's a leveling system which I think is pushing people to play it.
Sure.
But every single criteria to get to the next level, it's like do something that's unique for that level, like plant this many flowers, or like pluck like 2 red Pikmin. But then there's always a second criteria that's walk a certain distance.
Right.
So like, and it keeps track of the total steps that you've ever taken for the app. So like you get to like level 15, it's like hit 100,000 total steps for the app. So it's very different from Pokemon Go. It's just walking. It's like that's the main driver. I don't know what will happen when people hit max level. I'm like, there's no raids, there's no in-game.
But to be fair, when Pokemon Go launched too, there wasn't much of an in-game.
Right. They didn't even have battling or anything. So
Right.
it was I'm sure they'll add a lot, but we'll have to see.
I think it's also hard to get into it because Pokemon Go has like all these different kinds of creatures. Like
Right.
there's so many different designs in Pikmin. It's kind of like they all virtually look the same.
Yeah.
There's a whole rainbow of Pikmin.
Right.
You're right. They're so different.
There's red, there's yellow, there's blue.
There's purple.
There's purple, white, pink, and rock.
Rock.
Rock,
Yes, of
yeah.
course.
I think that
Why
pink is
isn't
actually
there-
called flying also.
Why isn't there an orange Pikmin? I think we missed.
There should be. I don't know. It's like, what's the power, you know? It's like, they could do that though. It's like, Pikmin 4, orange Pikmin, let's go. But I guess the last thing I want to say about this is I have noticed that there are kind of remnants of like collectible things. I linked my Nintendo account to the app, and I got this special Pikmin planter that has like a different they look like flower pots kind of. It has like this nice design on it, and it was from Nintendo headquarters in Japan.
Okay.
It shows like where you get the planters from, because you can send Pikmin out on these like expeditions to go get more planters.
Okay.
So, like, this one was just given to you if you synced your My Nintendo account, and when I plucked it, it was a Pikmin with a Mario hat on. So, when you plucked that one, like this menu popped up, and it showed like, oh, it like filled in the picture, and there's like a lot of spaces with like grayed out like silhouettes of like different hats and different like other like little accessories that they have. So I think that is like gonna be kind of in game. Like people are gonna be like, I need the chef's hat Pikmin.
Right.
So
But then you'd need a way for people to show them off, which right now Pikmin doesn't
Yeah.
have either. So.
yeah. So that's Pikmin Bloom in a nutshell. It's fine for what it is. I did have it always tracking my location to start. That drained my battery like half my phone battery was gone in like 2 hours. So I was like, let's only track when I'm in app.
Well, remember, Pokemon Go also had that problem before they had the, I guess, better option of
Yeah.
turning off the screen while you're...
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So
weird that they base the entire experience around one thing, and that one thing doesn't work that
Yeah, I
well.
know.
Yeah.
well, it's like part of me is like, I feel like they should have learned
Right.
lessons from Pokemon Go. It's literally the same company,
Yeah,
like, and it's like basically the same game.
It's like they copy and pasted the base and then
Yeah, it's like,
built around
why,
it.
why didn't you copy and paste where it's at now? It's hard to say.
My one comment on this is I was amazed that Nintendo is actually trying with this because they bought ad time during the World Series for this game.
Really?
I saw
I did
multiple
not
ads
see
for
that.
Pikmin Bloom during...
Well, that's the thing. I've been seeing it a lot on like YouTube and other social medias. I always get like a recommended Pikmin Bloom trailer ad thing, and I'm like, obviously, like that is gonna be my. I'm in the demographic to get that ad. Like that's my algorithm. I look at all these gaming things, so I'm like, I'm curious who else is getting those kind of ads. Like, is my dad getting that ad? Like, is he clicking on the Pikmin Bloom trailer? Like,
These are so cute. I have to watch this
well,
trailer, I'm sure.
I'm like, part of me's like, it's such a simple concept that they could push it out to people. It's like, you want to get outside and walk? You need some exercise? You need to like get out and get some fresh air, like in the times we're living in. You tired of being cooped up in your house? Like, I don't know.
We'll see if maybe it becomes a phenomenon in 6 months. But
It will
bets are
not.
very
It
heavy.
will not. So yeah, that's Pikmin Bloom. Walking.
Walking with a twist.
Yeah,
which
walking.
is more walking.
Yeah. Hey, you want to level up? Walk. Hey, you want to do anything? Walk.
Humans are weird flesh bags that get motivated by numbers sometimes.
That is very true, and they're playing into it. And what else happened in the news? Pokemon's coming out this Friday.
N64 Online came
N64 Online came out. I've been playing that a lot. I feel like anytime that Ocarina of Time comes out for a new thing, I like feel like I need to play it. So like I've been playing through Ocarina of Time.
And the long and
It's-
short of that is Ocarina of Time is a great game. Nintendo Switch Online Plus Wii U minus whatever allows you to play it.
Yes.
Even though it's not the best, but it allows you to play it.
It's not the best, and I would agree with a lot of people that it is, for what we're getting now, it seems overpriced. But obviously, buy what you can afford, I guess. And I think holding out for the games that are coming later, like Majora's Mask and Banjo-Kazooie and all that, it's obviously going to be a better bang for your buck, so...
Yeah, that's my plan right now is once there's a game that I want to play, I'll
Yeah.
pay them the extra for a month or something.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's
Play.
like, you don't need to get a 12-month subscription if you just want to play one N64 game.
Right.
It's not going to take you an entire year to beat one of these. So it's like, if you have qualms with the price point, just buy it for a month and then beat the game and be done.
Which is easy to say, but it's funny because no one ever does that with like any of the subscriptions. I think they're banking on that.
Sure. So yeah, I've been playing that. It's been fun. It's kind of nice having like save states and all the kind of like modern things like that the older games didn't have. Like a lot of these games, you don't need to use save states. Like there's like I feel like a lot of people use save states for like difficulty spikes and things. Like, oh, I need to go back and because I got one-shotted or something. Like Ocarina of Time doesn't really have that, but it's nice just to not have. It's like, to me, it's like I would prefer to use the save states as my saving method because for some reason I'm like, I don't feel like the old system of like pressing start, pressing B to get out of the menu in Ocarina of Time and like save your game. Like I feel like it's gonna fail for some reason.
It's also just more work, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's like, oh, hit minus, create save state.
Yeah.
Done.
Did they carry over the rewind feature from the SNES and
I
NES?
I haven't tried it, and haven't really seen anything in the menus that would suggest that it has it, but I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
Something we can look into. I think that's the news. I mean, there's like, doesn't sound like there's a lot, but Pokemon will be big. Obviously, N64 games are big.
Yeah. We haven't gotten a new direct after getting a direct, so.
No. They kept like kind of teasing one, but they never, or they didn't tease it, but I kept seeing like rumblings online of, oh, they're gonna do it. We have leaks.
Yeah.
No.
Don't listen to that. I guess the other news is the upcoming stuff in Pokemon. That's
What stuff?
The Legends of Arceus.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. They've been putting out a lot of trailers and stuff for that. That's a ways out though. It's like 2022 now. I think they
Right.
push it to January or February.
I mean, that was always the release date.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
The news is it hasn't been pushed, and they actually are showing stuff about it, and it doesn't look as bad as 5 frames per second,
Yeah.
whatever, rat-a-tat in the background.
I mean, which is good because like I feel like a lot of games recently from other platforms are getting these delays. Like they were slated to be Q4 releases, but now they're like, we're gonna have to push this to 2022. So like, it at least is promising that Nintendo has basically stuck to their release schedule. There hasn't been any big things that I can recall.
Yeah, I think they're mostly silent is why we never really had any
Like,
expectations.
yeah.
But
Which
hopefully
is
they're-
sometimes smart thing to do. It's
Mhm.
like you don't want to be overzealous and say, "Hey, this is coming out this spring," when it's not even close to being ready.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I think that's one of the few things they've learned their lesson on
Sure.
previously.
Yeah. We get into some big stuff.
The biggest
The
stuff.
biggest stuff.
The biggest
The
stuff.
biggest party around the block, Mario Party.
It really is the biggest. Yeah, actually, it's not. There's only 5 boards, but it's pretty big.
True. Could be getting bigger, maybe.
Oh yeah, let me go get my tinfoil hat.
Oh, that's right. I don't know where ours are. I
We
hope we still
packed
have
them.
We packed. Yeah, when we
We
moved,
packed
we
them.
packed them. I was like, we need these.
I'll store them.
All right.
Anyway, what we're slightly referencing is the release of Mario Party Superstars, the one true Mario Party game on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And after everyone being so heavily let down by Super Mario Party because it was this close to being what we wanted,
Yeah.
and then it took a right turn at the wrong time and completely missed everything. Superstars is exactly what we wanted. The boards are good,
Yep.
the games are good, and the mechanics, while a little bit changed from the originals, are all good.
It's what
And-
you know and love,
Yeah.
and that's what makes it good.
I didn't even realize that they had changed, honestly, as much as they did about the boards and the mechanics
Yeah.
until I went looking for it.
Sure.
Because the games are still just as chaotic, just as cutthroat, just as
Yeah. Yeah.
Mario Party is,
Yeah,
as you
yes.
remember. And yeah, I have nothing but great things to say about Superstars.
Same. Like everything that I've seen it's like a very faithful. I don't know if you want to call it a remake, but it's what you remember. At least the first 3 games being like to me. Obviously, it's like an amalgamation of them. It's like let's take the best things from each of these, I guess. Like the 100 mini games that they chose, all of them to me are like the most solid games they could have picked, bar a few. Like,
Yeah.
let's say 95% are people's favorite games from the games.
Right.
Like, there's not really any bad games.
And more so than that, they're not even just games from the first 3. They're
Right.
all the way through 8 or 9 or something.
Yeah.
Which means even there are plenty of new games for players like me who have played 1, 2, 3, 4 religiously.
Right.
And like you said, they still pick the good games from those. So really, the game we played last night, probably 3/4 of the mini games I'd never played before.
Sure, yeah.
And-
Well, yeah, that's how I am too. It's like once I played basically the same ones you did, but after you get past like 5 or 6, I'm like in uncharted territory. But I'm glad that they took the best games from those, because otherwise I would have never probably gotten around to playing them. I'm not gonna go buy a copy of like Mario Party 8 on whatever it is, probably the Wii or the Wii U. So it's cool that we actually get to experience them if you've never done it before, and it's like the cream of the crop games.
Yeah. Devin, you participated in pretty much all of our games.
Getting screwed over one way or another.
Okay, I don't. This is a big hot take, but I'm not a big fan of Mario Party, honestly.
Well, because you're a loser.
Well, honestly, yes, because I lose like every time. Like, I'm pretty sure the last game we played was the best I've ever done, and I still came in like 3rd place. So I don't know. For Mario Party, it's good.
What's the reasoning? It's because you don't. It's because you're not winning, or is it's just the
Yeah.
gameplay isn't fun?
I just like
Do you have fun during the mini games?
no, because I lose every time. Like, I haven't had really much of a reward from anything. I mean, that's just me. I'm just not doing very well in the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's really hard, especially for games like, you know, the ice cream one where you have a little Coney Island or whatever.
Yeah.
And you catch the ice cream. You can't really push people out of the way.
Right.
And everyone kind of goes towards the same ice cream cone. And like, I can't do anything.
You got to learn the strategies.
I try.
Okay, I'm starting up a Mario Party boot camp starting this week. We're gonna
We need to
fix
train you
this.
up from the ground
I
up.
guess we'll keep progress on that. So stay tuned, everyone.
Devin's about to be a 5-star general in the
about to
Mario
be-
Party army.
I'm about to be a professional Mario Party gamer, so get ready.
I think the important thing is that even though you apparently hate the game so much, you still played at least
Yeah.
5 Mario Parties so
Well,
far
yeah,
or
because
something.
I
So
want to be included, so
okay.
I'll just lose every time, and I'll just sit in the corner of a couch and just look sad the whole time. And then people
That's what
take
Mario
all my
Party's all about.
And then people take all my coins, and then they take my stars, and then I'll be even more sad.
See, this is good because Superstars allows someone to be sad. See,
True.
in Mario Party 9, when you're all in the same card,
Yeah.
you don't have sadness. or
True.
whatever.
Ooh,
Thank you for your input. You actually,
you're welcome. Glad I could provide that feedback.
yeah, mini games are good. The boards are all good and have their own twists, which I really love.
Yeah, I like how they brought in like a variety of difficulties. Each stage has like the little difficulty star rating, and it's literally 1 through 5. So it's like, and I think it represents the difficulties well. Like the Yoshi Island one is the 1-star difficulty, the easiest one, and it's very simple. We played that with like Devin's parents to get them into it. I was like, Devin's sister wanted to play like a more complicated board, but we were like, let's do like this one where it's literally just kind of go around in 2 circles. And
Yeah.
And this was also coming off of WarioWare. Like, we were playing
Yeah.
WarioWare with my family.
we
It
went
was
over there
not
and we're having
good.
like a game night thing, and Devin's sister really wanted to play WarioWare because it's one of her favorite series. So this WarioWare on the Switch is like very chaotic.
Yeah.
Just even compared to WarioWare games. So
Yeah, like, I couldn't even follow what was going on most of the
we
time.
were trying to play that with like her parents, and it was just the most like,
It was bad.
they're like, what do we do? And we're like trying to explain like the micro game within the 1 millisecond of time you have to
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
So it's like, and they'd be like, failure, and then it'd be like, oh, do this, push the block, and we'd be like, you have to move the character and
Yeah.
push the block, and then they'd be failure.
You see that stick on the left side, push it in the direction you want to go. And
Yeah.
Oh wait, the game's over.
Yeah.
And
So
then it
it's
doesn't help
like-
that, like, you change characters, like, throughout the mini games
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever,
not,
and they
like-
all have different moving styles and
Yeah.
attacks, and it's like,
It's like,
I don't even know how
it's
to
like
help
you have to know the entire like Smash roster move set to like for every character. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
This is a nightmare.
Yeah.
So
They liked Mario Party a lot better.
oh, yeah, all that to say, switching gears to like Yoshi Island Mario Party was like, oh, this is like actually something I
This
understand.
is palatable.
This
and
is a board game represented on a screen.
Yes, and it actually gives you like detailed notes on how to play the game.
Yes.
It gives you the controls and everything, whereas WarioWare is just like,
Figured out.
here's a scenario with a twist. Here you go. And it's like I don't even know what buttons to press. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and that WarioWare is easily the most difficult for a random person
Yes.
to pick up.
Yes.
So no fault of their own.
No.
Right.
But now that you say that, I kind of want to try Mario Party with my parents because you're right. It is a board game that's just on the TV.
Yeah.
Well, it
and
was
the
funny
games are-
too, because like when we were getting ready to go over to her parents' house, and one of my dad's friends came in the house and was talking to us before we left, and he's like, "What are you guys doing tonight?" And we're like, "Oh, we're going to Devin's family. We're gonna have like a game night." And he's like, "Oh, what are you playing?" It's like always weird to me to like talk to like older people who like didn't grow up like gaming or anything. We're like, "Oh, we're gonna play some video games."
Or they did game, but it was like arcade style or
Right.
something.
Yeah, like, "You gonna play pinball over there?"
Yeah.
But saying video games is a very risk. Everyone.
Well,
interprets that
then like,
differently.
yeah, because then like my dad's friend like kind of looked confused and was like, game night with like video games. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean is understandable if you don't grow up or like your family doesn't do that. It's like seems so odd. I would suppose. So, I mean, Devin like kind of did a good job describing it. She was like, it's basically just a board game on the screen, like I just said earlier. It's like, which Mario Party is like actually a good representation of that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was our experience with Mario Party with the fam.
Nice.
It honestly went fine.
Yeah.
Like,
Everyone seemed to have fun.
yeah, your family like picked it up like very easily, and the mini games. Having the practice before the mini games is
Yes.
like a godsend
Oh,
when
it's
you're playing
wonderful.
with people who have no idea, because it's like that could be make or break. If it just tossed you into a mini game, you'd be like, you've played these. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah. I mean, I still appreciate having the practice round beforehand because, like, again, not a big Mario Party person,
Yeah.
so I don't know all of these mini games.
Sure.
You know what? That's actually the greatest thing that Super Mario Party bled over into this game because
Yeah.
I like it even as someone who's played most of the games. Because when it's like us that have played a lot of them,
Yeah.
we'll end up playing the mini game and being like right at the end trying to
Yeah.
beat each other.
Yeah,
and
I
go,
know.
oh wait, this is the practice.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
start.
Yeah.
I know. That's what it always is. Like, that's how it was getting like at your parents'
Yeah.
house. Like, everyone was getting so like competitive, like in the practice, and then like someone would win, and they'd be like, "Yes!" And then they'd be like, "Oh, that meant nothing."
Yeah.
Or the thing that I kept doing was we would be doing the little practice thing where I'd be like, I suck at this. Like, I'm not going to do very well when it comes game time. And then it would happen, and I fleshed it out in the practice round, and then I won the mini game. I
Yeah,
was like,
Devin was like
"Oh."
fooling all of us. She'd be like, "I'm terrible at this one," and then like every single time she said that, she'd win the minigame. Oh, okay,
I think
thanks.
that's just my secret.
You're
I gotta
hustling.
go
Yeah,
in
she's
and be
hustling
like,
everybody.
I suck at this, and then I win.
Just lower their expectations. Make sure you're not a threat.
I have no expectations for myself.
Well, and it
in
was
Mario
always
Party.
the 1v3 mini games, and we were always going up against Devin
It was
for
always
some reason.
me.
Yeah.
I was like, stop. And then that's when I was really getting screwed over. Everyone was ganging up on me, and I was like, why? I'm in last place. Just stop.
So that's another good part about this game. So one thing that this game has that other Mario Parties haven't is options before you start.
Right.
You select the board.
Sure.
Then you select turns, and you select what type of bonus stars you want.
I
So-
like that a lot in this version.
You've either got the classic, which is coin, mini game, and happening,
Mhm.
or you've got the smorgasbord of new ones, which
Yeah.
is the most random collection of
Yeah.
bonus stars ever. So that allows for randomness.
Mhm.
I assume you played with all of them on.
We played with all of them, yeah. And that was one part that kind of like it seemed to turn people off, honestly, at the end. Because, and like understandably so, is because like you have a sense of like I'm winning. Like I'm hitting turn 20 like in first place. Like I should be guaranteed a victory. And then it's like at the last minute like tables turn, you're in fourth place.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't
Right.
feel good, but like you kind of just have to understand like we have to leave some things up to chance here. Like this is Mario Party. It's like it's kind of more fun that way to me.
If you're used to it, yeah.
Sure.
I could see how if it's their first time, it would suck to
Right.
lose some place because someone landed on more Bowser spaces.
Right. I mean, like, I think in that scenario, that's when you'd want to pick the standardized set of bonus stars.
So you can explain.
know, like, hey, if you win all the mini games, you're gonna get this bonus star at the end. Like people, I feel like people like want the rules. You know, you don't want to just have a random rule thrown at you at the very end that causes an upset.
And that's akin to how most board games work anyway. You've got the
Yeah,
bonus.
you're never gonna play a board game where just at the end you spin a little spin thing and it says you lose. So
And then the last option, the one I was actually getting to, was
Sure.
you can pick different mini game packs in this. So
Yes.
there's like the GameCube, the N64, the skill-based. There's an easy, I think.
yep, there's
And
like
so
beginner.
did you play with the easy pack or did
I've
you play
never.
all?
We just did default settings across the board. We did. Well, I think we actually did 15 turns. I think the default's 20. We did it shorter. Just
Yeah.
it's the first time playing. We don't want to overwhelm them, make it longer than it needs to be. We did, like I said, the Yoshi board, the easy board, all mini games, all stars. So it's just random.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was fine. Like the mini games weren't the difficult part. Like I think the most difficult part honestly was like having new people just navigate the board,
Sure.
which I mean makes sense.
After the first 5 turns, that probably went
Yeah,
away, too.
yeah. So it's good. I mean, like every time I've played this game, not just with Devin's family, who's basically beginners, but like with our friends, like we first played this at like a Halloween party, super fun.
Yeah.
Like we had the most chaotic game I feel like imaginable.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, it's chaos, and that's how it should be.
Right.
And it's really helpful that they give you multiple ways to play. Like the online actually works in this, so we
Yeah.
played some online games that I have no complaints about
Right.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
You can do 3 people on one Switch, 1 on another.
That's the thing that I feel obviously burnt a lot of people about the previous Mario Party game. I'm blanking on the name. Super Mario Party. The online was just terrible.
Yes.
You couldn't play games online, which that's what everyone wants to do.
Right.
In this day of like they're moving like away from couch co-op. So it's like you have to pick one. Like, do you want all your games to be online or do you want your games to be couch co-op?
Well, especially like very specific to now, but when you're supposed to be wary of like being next to people, being in close proximity with other people, like
Yeah.
sometimes you do. You good?
Buck's choking to death.
It's COVID. That was a joke.
Oh gosh. But yeah, like if you are sick or something and you still wanna, play a game with your friends, it's very difficult.
I guess that's true. I never really thought about it from that angle.
Maybe that's what finally gets Nintendo on the same page as everyone else.
I mean, another helpful thing about this version too is that you don't have to use the Joy-Cons. Like,
I forgot that was a limitation. Yeah, that's
yeah,
pretty big.
it's like if you don't have 4 Joy-Cons, like let's say you just have the Switch, it comes with 2 Joy-Cons, you can play 2-player, but if like you haven't bought another set of Joy-Cons and none of your friends has some that you can borrow, it's like in the old one you're limited to 2 players.
Yep.
This one, it's like, I guess it'd be the same thing, but if you have like a Pro Controller, now you can at least have an additional person. So it's nice in that regard.
Yeah.
all around, I'm loving this game. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I do like kind of a new addition that I've never seen before is like the achievement system, um, the online record board for the mini games. I think that's really cool. It gives like, I don't know how to really describe it. It's not like really in game. It's not like, it's just like another avenue, I guess, of replayability. It's like if you don't want to jump into like an hour and a half long game of Mario Party Online, it's just like, let me pop into that mini game mountain and like
Right.
just like do free play and just do the ones I want to play or try to like beat the high scores.
And you can beat you can go the whole worldwide high score leaderboard, which
Right.
is really only important because there's an achievement for it.
Yep.
For everyone who's buying this game, go do that right now.
Yes. PSA to everyone out there.
Blake had some blessing from God, played a mini game perfectly once, and got ranked 900 on.
Yep.
And that's not going to happen anytime for going forward. Because
Yeah.
there's already so many people that are so good at mini games.
What's the thing? It's like I got like, let's say rank 1000, and then I check back like 3 days later, my rank 1000 is now like 10,000. It's like, if you don't get the achievement for being in the top 1,000, like now, good luck. Unless you do some hacky methods that we've attempted.
We're not disclosing that.
Okay. We'll keep that a secret. We'll keep that for the Patreon.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else is there to say?
I think it's just time to move on to.
I don't want to move on. I love Mario Party.
But I love Animal Crossing.
No, you gotta do the spiel for Mario Party. If you like losing
Oh.
a
Yeah,
bunch,
yeah.
If-
Devin's
being
sales
sad,
pitch
Okay.
always.
If you like getting really frustrated because you think you're in first place and then the game at the very last minute is like, I think someone else deserves to win, then Mario Party is for you. Go buy it.
Or if you're just the chosen one like me and always get the bonus stars and just
And the
always
hidden
win.
blocks.
Yeah, I mean,
And the 100-star Bowser bonus.
If you
Twice.
either want to have your reward system of your brain go off constantly or never go off, Mario Party is for you.
Okay.
I like that one. Good.
Good.
Now, if you want a game that is mind-numbingly dull, has nothing for your brain but smooth guitar music and time wasting, then you should play Animal Crossing. I think that made sense.
Sure. Is that how you
Or-
describe it?
Or if you like cute little animals, running around and helping them and building a beautiful island of your dreams, as well as now building vacation homes and sitting at a smooth cafe with a mysterious pigeon,
Mysterious pigeon.
you're going to want to get Animal Crossing New Horizons plus the DLC and the new update. So,
Oh, did that come out?
yes, indeed it did. Would you
Okay.
like me to tell you about it?
I guess.
We have kind of an expert here. We have an expert who's probably sunk like probably 500 additional hours into this now.
Yeah.
She's transcended all time and space. There hasn't even been like 500 hours in the time span that it has been out.
It's true. Okay, so hi, resident services expert here.
You've awakened for the podcast now.
I missed the last one. Now I really gotta go ham on this one. So, big news in Animal Crossing world. They announced the last free update for Animal Crossing, and in that, they got Cap'n,
Captain.
little froggy guy. He's not a frog, but
He's not a frog.
He's a
he's
what's the Japanese lore?
Kelp.
Just keep talking. over
Anyway,
there.
he's like a frog turtle thing. And he takes you on a boat to a random island similar to, how you do at
The airport. with
DHL.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
PHL?
Sorry, my foot just fell asleep. Okay.
Kappa.
It's
He's
Kappa.
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 Captain
That
Kappa.
makes sense. There we
Awesome.
go. Kappa. He's a Kappa, which is like a frog turtle thing from Japanese folklore. Anyway, he takes you on a boat to a random island similar to DHL, the airport.
Yep.
And leaves you there to die.
Yeah. And the thing with this is that it could be a different season. It could... I don't even know. I've honestly only done that once because I'm like...
You can get the gyroid.
Oh, the
however you say it.
gyroids. Okay, yes.
The pieces, the fragments.
They've brought gyroids back, and you can plant them in the ground, and they'll grow or whatever. And this is also where you find Brewster. But you have to spend 1,000 miles per trip, which is kind of a lot. But anyway...
He also sings your sea shanties. I can't believe you forgot that.
Devin was like
was
immediately,
trying to skip so hard.
Immediately when she used to
I
got
was
on
like,
the ship,
how do you
she was
skip?
She was like, how do you skip this? And I was like, wow, okay.
I think they're pretty funny. He's got just as good text as the otter. But
It was literally 1 second in. She goes, how do you skip this?
And I was
in
trying
the
to look
most
it up,
like
and I don't think you can.
in the most like serious
can.
like
You
deadpan
can?
thing. How do I skip this? It sucks.
obviously, you've been playing the DLC, the paid DLC, too much that you don't know the basic.
I've literally only done it once, but I tried like mashing all the buttons.
That's how you could do it in the old one. And he'd be like, "You're trying to skip this, really?" And then you'd be like, "Yes, bye."
Well, I'll have you know, if you load up your Nook phone, they've also added a tips app, right?
Yeah.
One of the tips, if you go and read it, tells you how to skip cabin.
Oh.
So maybe you should play
Do your research.
the game.
Okay.
Or maybe you shouldn't, and you should listen to Captain's beautiful voice telling you.
Yeah, I
how
don't
to
care
live.
that much about gyroids, so...
Those are the
then you'll
coolest
care about
thing
Animal
ever.
Crossing.
Sorry.
But anyway,
This is also where you go to find Brewster, so to kind of trigger the series of events, you go...
Unfortunate events.
Yeah. You, have to be on your mayor's profile, so I had to get on Blake's.
I'm the mayor.
Because for some
I'm
reason,
the mayor.
he's the mayor.
I'm the mayor.
And then you go and talk to Blathers in the museum, and then he's like, I think it would be so cool to have a cafe in the museum. I have an old friend, but I don't know where he is. He's MIA because he's a mysterious pigeon. And
Mysterious pigeon.
And his name is Brewster. I almost forgot, and I was about to be really upset with myself. Anyway, go find him. So I find him first try or whatever. I think it helps if you...
First try, no big deal.
I mean, first try.
I mean, it's
fine.
whatever.
I'm just the Animal Crossing queen.
I put my 10,000 hours in. I'm a
I mean,
certified
I don't
master.
really know if it is difficult. I was reading online, like, it helps to have the sections of the
try.
museum filled out.
oh, I thought it was first try. I got
Oh,
first try
really?
there.
Okay, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe
I got a first try too. It's
maybe I
it's
just
hard
think I'm
coded
really
in the game.
special or something. But anyway, found Brewster, brought him back. He opened up his cafe, and
First try.
he's warming up to me. I've gone and had coffee a few times. I can now order from the counter on the side.
Yep.
So maybe one day he'll let me work for him. I don't know how this works in this game, but in the past, I've worked for him.
Ooh, see, you couldn't do that in Wild World, so.
You could do that in New Leaf. Yeah.
Okay, spoilers.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could make the different coffees for the different villagers. They have like different preferences based off their
Yeah.
personality types.
I figured the end game was the to-go coffee, meaning that I can now be a basic Animal Crossing villager and walk around with my coffee like
Yeah,
this.
your
And then-
Starbucks.
yeah, and then drink it 3 times, have 3 like superpowers, and then
Oh, that's
never
true.
use them.
I forgot that it did that.
Yeah.
So, yes, Brewster is very welcome on our island. We all love our coffee. And then the last piece of the update was Harb's Island got a big component added to it. So Harv, if you don't remember, is the hippie dog that no one visited on the.
True.
No, I got all of the wedding furniture.
That's okay, unless you're doing the wedding.
After you get the wedding
event,
furniture, you never go back.
You never go and take pictures at his house. When he decides he's starting a co-op with other vendors, so you can go past his house now through this little archway, and there's a large open space where Harriet the poodle can do your hair. And then there's several other vendors, so like Katrina, the little panther who tells your fortune. There's Savannah, or Sahara, Sahara the camel who sends you, or sells you rugs and wallpaper. Tortimer is there.
What does he do?
He gives you access to your storage, which I don't really understand the purpose of that, but that's okay.
That's odd.
There is the two alpaca people, Reese and whatever, the one that's always asleep in New Leaf.
Fake fan.
Sorry. And they can customize furniture that may not be customizable generally.
Oh, that's where you do that. See,
Yeah.
I never went back to Harv's Island. I forgot that was part of the
Yes,
update.
yeah. So like the things you order off of, like the catalog,
Yep.
the specialty items,
Mhm.
you can redo them there. There's also Leaf the sloth, and you can now buy vegetables to grow for food there.
Cooking's a new mechanic.
Cooking is a new mechanic. Surprise. I really enjoy it. Well, I haven't actually like cooked anything yet, but I like.
I really enjoy it. I enjoy the idea of it.
I'll get to that. Don't worry. And then there's Jolly Red, who sells artwork. And
Oh, he's like available all the time now?
yeah, but you have to buy his stuff in order for him to bring in new stuff. So you may have to buy fake.
It's okay.
Oh, you have to buy his entire stock for him to come in
Yeah.
again?
And then who? Oh, I don't remember his name, but the skunk who sells Kicks,
Kicks.
handbags, socks, and shoes.
Yep.
And I think that's it. That's all who I use. So, yeah, it's really cool. Just like to have those things available at all times now. But yeah, that's the update.
You're forgetting the most important part. They also added storage sheds, so you can actually put the
Oh,
storage
yeah.
shed
Oh yes,
down
and
anywhere.
AVDs where you can put anywhere. You can also have like more storage space, which I really needed. I was out and I was resorting to leaving stuff all over my island.
Yep. You can store recipes now, which is big for the cleanliness of us all.
Oh,
We
wow.
have
Yes.
all the recipes.
Yes.
I really enjoy the ladder setup kits, which allow you to
Those are
place
so
a
cool.
permanent ladder on your
Yes.
island. It's a convenient way of getting around without like
Yes.
destroying the look of things.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's also a bunch of little small things like that, which are
Yeah.
very
And
welcome
I
convenience changes.
I think you can now change the. I don't know if this is the update or the DLC, but you can now change the outside appearance of your house, not just like the color of the roof or like if you want stucco versus stone. I think you can also change the shape of your house to be like, you know, what a villager might have. Like if you like
Oh, yeah.
how their house looks or something. Speaking of villager houses, let's move right along to the DLC.
For rich people with rich
20
amounts of
with
money.
$25 to their name. Yes. Yeah. So they did Happy Home.
I got it as a part of the Nintendo Online expansion pack. It comes with that.
That's true.
Pro tip.
So what you're going to do is cancel it next month and watch all of her
Yeah.
houses just disappear.
I will say, if this is kind of a PSA, if you buy Nintendo Online expansion pack, the Animal Crossing DLC is actually something that is not already downloaded. It's like a separate thing you have to download. Like it's not part of whatever's in your game files already. It's not like something that just kind of like it's a check
Yeah.
that like, oh, you have the DLC. You have to actually, it's a separate thing you have to download, which we didn't, and we were like, how do you access this?
So we were on the road when we found that out, so I had to like turn
She
on
connected to a hotspot on her phone, and then
I was like, I have to play this. We're gonna be on the road.
it's like
for
we have like
6
a
hours.
6-hour car ride ahead of us. We need to get it. We need to get this right now.
So the DLC is Happy Home Designer for New Horizons, and the little cast of characters are really cute. It's Lottie the otter, Nico the monkey, and Mordell the manatee, and they're all very cute. I
Wait.
really like Nico.
There's a manatee?
Yeah, his name is Mordell.
How is he not dead?
Because he stands on his 2 flippers.
I hate this.
He's a very silent, stoic character.
Honestly, those characters that they made for this DLC,
They're so
the
good.
character design is very good.
So good. So you get invited to go to this resort archipelago, if that's how you say it.
I say archipelago.
Archipelago. That is definitely how you say it. I'm an Animal Crossing player. I am not a specialty in a specialty.
She got Brewster first try.
Yes, I did. So anyway, you get invited to this archipelago, and
You come from your island?
yes, to go to many islands. Anyway, and you're tasked with designing vacation homes for other villagers. So you go into this little headquarters, and it's the 3 of your new friends, and then they have like a little shop with specialty items that you hadn't had access to before. And they also have a new kind of currency called Pokey, which you get from creating designer homes. And that's what you buy the stuff in the shop with. And then upstairs is where you can later down the road craft items to use for designing homes. But you also have access to a little locker where you edit your work uniform, because you have a work uniform.
Of course.
Obviously, capitalism.
And that gets updated with the amount of homes that you renovate or whatever and design. So basically, you start out and you get into your little uniform, and along the beach there's like a series of 5 different villagers that you can choose from, and if you walk up to them, it'll be like, I want somewhere where I can be surrounded by nature, or I like video games that I want to play all day or something, and they just have different themes, and you choose whoever you want to work with, and then you talk with them, and you choose a location among the archipelago, and you can choose like what season the plot of land is experiencing, the time of day, whether it's raining or not.
What type of sad characters want it raining?
Yeah, I know.
Well, sometimes it's kind of cool, depending on, there's like this one time of day, like earlier in the morning, where if you choose rain, it's just foggy. It's kind of
Oh,
cool.
yeah, it's cool. There was this one guy who was like, I want to just live in a dump. So
Yeah.
maybe that.
Yeah, he wanted to live in a really like messy place.
Nice.
That was Hippo.
That
was not Hippo. I don't remember who he was, but it was a
He was a hippo.
It was a
I don't know
hippo,
his
but
name.
there's a hippo named Hippo.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. He's a rich boy. He wanted a fancy living area. Anyway, so you continue doing that, and as you do that, you get upgrades for what you can do in designing homes, such as building divider walls, which is great, beams, half walls and countertops. You can expand the size of rooms. You can do multi-story homes, and that's kind of where I'm at now.
You can customize the little entryways and stuff too. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. You can also do, this is part of the update, I think, but you can also add an accent wall to your homes now. You just kind of like face the wall that you want to do it to, and then hit X.
And you can remove windows or add windows.
Yes.
So if there's like
that.
things you want to place on the wall, but there's a window in the way, you can actually just remove the window.
Yeah.
Huh.
And you can also change the quality of light. So, like, if you want pink light instead of like regular white light, you can do that.
You can make things shiny.
You can make things shiny. You can make things have like weird dizzy effects on them. You can make them be stinky. You can make them be smoky. I don't really use that feature because I don't care.
You don't want a stinky house?
Well,
I'm like
for that
always
one guy.
wondering. Yeah, you should have done it for that guy. I'm always wondering like when is the appropriate time to do that? Because like if you just make everything shiny, it just looks kind of stupid.
Well,
Yeah,
I just do
so-
it on things that would obviously be shiny. So like a trophy or something,
I guess.
or like
If you do it on too many things, though, it kind of just looks tacky.
yeah, or like
I'm just saying, don't go overboard.
or go overboard. Do what you want. It's your game. You paid $25 for it.
That's right, I can't make things shiny because I did not pay $25.
That is true. Or like for example, I had like little stack crates of fish, like for a fish market or something. So I put the little dizzy effect, so it like kind of made it look like it was smelly or something. But anyway, as you're doing that, you can also use what you learn in your own house on your island. And also, as you're going along, there are empty houses on the like headquarters island for Hobby Home Designer. And at first you're like, okay, I can't go into any of these buildings. Why are they here? But they're facilities that you end up making to draw more customers to the island. So I've made a school and a restaurant and a cafe. And right now there's talk of having a big music festival to draw even more people in. And so there's more facilities that are going to be made, which I don't know what they are yet. I still have to design a couple of homes before I figure that out.
You know, Key has a purpose-built amphitheater for music festivals, so if you could redirect that over to my island, I would really appreciate that.
Okay, perfect. I will have to look into that. I'll
Thank
ask
you.
Lottie what she thinks. But yeah, no, it's been really fun. I mean, my favorite aspect of Animal Crossing has always been the design element of it, and just making spaces. I've made like 21 vacation homes and like 3 facilities.
Just join.
It's a lot of homes.
It's probably not that many,
That's your full-time job.
honestly. I wish I could get paid for that. But
There's a market out there, probably.
for Animal Crossing home
Yeah,
designers.
come to my island. I'll pay you like $10, and you can design my house.
That's fine.
Parlay it into an actual interior design business somehow.
That's actually true. Yeah, there's actually a real thing. This is not based, not in reality.
Yes, yes. But yeah, I remember getting done with like the school facility and like the cafe and the restaurant or whatever, and Blake was like, "This kind of looks like a game designer made this. Like it looks like the people from Animal Crossing designed."
Well, like
these."
once you build it and decorate it, they have NPCs go in there, and like in
Yeah.
the school, like there was a bunch of NPCs wearing like school uniforms, like sitting at the desks, and one of the person was like the instructor walking around. It just looked like a cutscene or something. I was
Nice.
like, you did a pretty good job of this. This just looks just like not something that was player made. It looks like something that the devs were just like, here you go.
And also, once you build the restaurant and cafe, you can get more customers in there too, not just along the beach. And also, once you build homes for people, you can go to the beach in the back, and they'll like give you a thank you item for completing their house. And you can also go back to their house and redesign it for them once you get more features unlocked. You can also ask them if they want a roommate, and then you can redesign their house
That
based
part was
on
cool.
their different needs.
Like there was this one that she made for like a bear, and then wasn't
and
it
then
a
was
bear?
an elephant, yeah.
Yeah, and then it was like this elephant came and was like, I need like a roommate. So she had to like redesign the bear's house, which she already did, to like then accommodate for
Mhm.
2 people. So it's like,
So she put another bed down and left.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
it. So it's just like interesting because it's like you have to then. It's just you take what you've already created and then like for one person and then try to be like, how can I mix and match 2 styles? So it's
Yeah.
it's very good about like leading you in creative directions.
Mhm. So, I really enjoyed playing it. I've been doing like 3 homes a day. It's been like my goal. But yeah, I still have some plots of land left, so I'm gonna keep going until I run out of content. So.
I'm like curious what's gonna happen when you run out of spots. Like if the villagers will still appear on the beach and you can like just kick someone out and like do their theme.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
I would assume they've thought of that. Like it's not just gonna
Yeah,
end.
yeah,
So
yeah.
may you have many houses to build in your future.
Once like in the gift shop, I guess, of the renovation building, there's like chocolates. And they're called like souvenir chocolate, I think. And you can take them to your villagers, and that's like the mechanism that brings them to the island to like
Like a
hopefully
holiday.
to get like a like a vacation home. So it's like there's like a way of like choosing if you want a specific vacation home theme, because I think each villager has a different theme. So it's like if you really want to do some theme, find that villager, give them the chocolate, and then I think they'll come.
Oh, and there are new characters.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
What? So I have 2 favorites, but my top favorite is this like Japanese deer. She's white with like red eye makeup and red horns, and she has like pointy little teeth. She's kind of like spooky, but I like her.
Spooky season.
And then there's this squirrel who has like a galaxy tail.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. But I think there's like 6 to 8 new characters or something like that.
Yeah.
So if you're tired of your villagers, you can kick them out for a new one. And they have like little amiibo card things. So yeah.
That all sounds much better than my version of the DLC, which was to make 3 extra profiles on my Switch and make a bunch of rooms which nobody can go in that kind of look like a schoolhouse
Right.
and kind of look like a restaurant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I've just got 3 extra mailboxes on my island that are always beeping, which is a very big downside.
Right. Oh, the food. Okay, so in Happy Home Designer,
Cooking.
depending on your clients, you get an expanded repertoire of items to use based on their theme or whatever, and you don't have to make them or anything. They're just kind of provided to you. And if you've made something in DIY, later on you can just, if you've made it one time, you can use it in your repertoire of things to design with. But I have like a starter pack of food depending on like who I've designed for. And it's been really fun, like if I'm making a restaurant or a cafe or something, I can use that food to just like place on the tables or in the prep station or in the kitchen or whatever. So I really like that touch. I think it's really nice. So
Food does look very well modeled, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
yeah, it looks so good. Like I would eat it.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just a nice touch. All like the little things that you can place on the tables and
Yeah.
the bedside stands or
It's a
whatever.
lot.
It's like it actually makes it more like look lived in, I guess. It's like
And-
these little details.
And it's a lot better than, people designing a cake on a hat and putting
Yeah,
that on
but
the
in a-
table.
yeah.
So, but yeah, it's been good. I've enjoyed it.
So you might have enjoyed it, but I think we the rest of us want to see what you've actually done, and we want
Oh.
to judge whether you're really doing it right.
Okay, yeah.
So we.
All right, let's bring it out. Let's bring it out on the chopping block. All your
Okay.
hard work.
Okay.
So yeah, these are all or some of your.
I think it's most
creation.
of them.
Yeah, I think it's everything.
So
Because when you get finished with the
You take a
designing,
picture.
like they do these kind of like cinematic like angles and like shots of the villager kind of like walking around their new vacation home and like trying out all the new things, and like basically takes you into a photo mode where you can just like hit capture
Uh-huh.
and it saves it to your Switch. So we basically pulled all of those together.
Okay.
Mhm.
And do we want to, as the true designers here, are we giving these a rating? Do we just want to hear from the designer herself what she was thinking? How would
Yeah,
we
let's do that.
Oh.
Let's hear your
I
inspiration.
don't even remember what all I've done.
Oh,
Do we
you're-
have images?
Yes,
Yeah, we have
we
all
do have
the
images.
pictures.
Okay.
So,
We've done our research here.
so first we've got
Okay, that's not
Yellow
a very
Bear.
good picture, but this was really like difficult to capture.
Wait, we go to the next one?
Sure.
There's like 3, I think, for her.
Okay, yeah, the second one is probably the best. I don't know. So this is the second story of her home. So downstairs, it was more of like a diner setting, but her request was to have a karaoke bar. So I have these little rooms set up with like karaoke couches and mic stands and like the little TV, and then on the walls there's like larger TVs or whatever. Then over here is like arcade games and stuff. So there's the arcade games.
It's pretty spot on. I want to know where is the copious amount of sake, like, on the tables.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think there is sake in Animal Crossing. Otherwise, that would be there.
Okay.
There's probably a substitute.
Is the light one of your lighting choices, like the advanced lighting choices? Or is
No,
that an
so
item?
this is the club wall and club floor just backdrops. So they're just a wallpaper and a floor.
I definitely have not seen that.
Yeah, I think it's
works well.
new. Yeah, and then I put a disco ball at the top to make it look like
Right.
It was
That's
doing
what
that.
it's from.
Sure. Very nice.
I didn't like this one that much. She wanted a pool, and outside is where the pool is.
Yeah.
And then inside, I just made it kind of like there's a hot tub and also like a little bathroom area and places to sit down. So, not special, really.
I'm still getting to use the dividing walls though,
Yeah.
which is a cool feature because it makes it like actually like seem like separate spaces.
Yeah.
Do the dividing walls use the same wallpaper as just the rest of the house?
Yeah.
then?
Yeah, so I have an accent wall there, and that's only where it appears.
On the back wall?
Yeah, but this brick
I
is
see.
the main wallpaper, and that's what appears on the dividing walls.
And then are these houses really big enough to have dividing walls, or do you feel like the dividing wall cuts it up too much sometimes?
No, you can change the size of the room, so depending on what you want for the house, I think it can work just fine. Okay, she wanted an antique house, and she also had a lot of items for like English like tea house or something like that. So downstairs is kind of a cafe type place.
Well, I think
And-
I think it'd be good to mention like when you're going in and designing them, you have like a set of
3 items that you have
that you have to use, and then like you don't get the full item list, right? It's only like a subset of that that kind of matches the
you
theme.
have access to the full item list, but there's a suggested item list
Yeah.
for this person. So this is her little bedroom area, and I tried to use the bead or the pillars that I was using for dividing walls to kind of make like a 4-poster bed.
Yeah.
So she has a little canopy. This was a fairy tale land type of thing. And that's that.
Very on brand. The pretzels and the desserts.
Uh-huh.
It's cool.
This guy, this is Hippo. He wanted an art studio, and I was kind of like basing it off of how my art studio was a little bit. So I have like a little workspace back here with a desk and some books and everything. And then over here was like a little kind of relaxation spot. And then the rest, it's like there's wires on the floor in one space. There's paintings all over. There's like sketches and stuff. So I liked this one.
I don't remember you having a Van Gogh in your art space.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah, a lot of she's a counterfeit artist, you know. She moonlights as one.
Hey, they're master studies.
Oh, I see.
She wanted, okay, that's one of the new characters.
It's the deer you were describing.
She wanted it was like she wanted to be a pop star.
Yeah.
Because she's also a peppy character. So
Oh, whoops.
I made her a little stage, and then there were these little low tables to sit at and eat food, and then...
This one reminded me of in Pokemon, the like...
oh, yeah, the sisters.
Yeah, what are they called? Like Kimono Sisters or
The
something?
Kimono Sisters, yeah.
Like, it was very much like that. It's hard to
Yeah.
see from this picture, but it was like... kind of separated into two areas, like the kind of ground and then like the stage.
Yeah. And then these are the roommates. So Maple, the little bear, was the original owner of the house, and she wanted a bear bungalow. So she had like bear stuffed animals and like more cozy looking items. And then I don't remember the cow's name, but she wanted more natural stuff. So her room is technically on the right. So it has like vine chairs and a lot of plants and things like that.
This is a different view of it.
So you can kind of see her bedroom a little better. But there's like a little seating area, there's a kitchen, and then there's their 2 rooms.
And this is cool. Like, this is the...
oh, yeah.
like half wall? Or what would you call it?
Or like a countertop.
Yeah, but yeah, you can like kind of use it as like a little entertainment system.
And there's
which
2
is
different
neat.
heights too. So that's the lower one. And then there's one that you could put like next to the sink, and it would be more like a countertop.
Nice. There's a chandelier too, which
Mhm.
is
Yeah.
new.
Oh, yeah, they do ceiling items now too. This guy wanted a Chinese restaurant.
Okay,
That's it.
there you go. I mean...
Of course, there are no lights. That's very accurate.
She just wanted a place to raise her baby kangaroo. So
a home.
Yeah,
Just really a home of any
it's
sort.
not a very good image, but back here is her room, and she has her little cradle back there. This is a bathroom, and then this is kitchen and dining, and then there's a living space with some toys over there. She wanted to have a cooking show.
I was gonna say this looks like Overcooked.
Uh-huh.
That's cool.
And I really like how these items, like the pan and the big pot and then the wok, you can all have food in them.
Can you customize which food is in them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's cool.
That's the squad opening up the cafe.
There's your manatee.
Yeah, that's Bordell.
Nope. Still not good.
Nope.
What did this person want? I don't remember. It's just a house.
Cozy house.
Very natural.
This is the cafe.
So you made all of this?
Uh-huh.
The villagers using it.
Yeah. That's me opening up the restaurant.
This was the guy that wanted the
messy yeah.
house.
He is the sushi chef.
Oh yeah, I see him back there.
And that's the inside of the restaurant. And then here's the kitchen staff.
Yeah, so for like the restaurant, you build the front of the house, and then you build
That's smart.
the back,
Yeah.
the kitchen, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I see. For my octopus villager is your chef.
Yeah.
Octavian.
Octavian. And this is Octavian's house that he wanted. So I don't even remember what he wanted. It was something beachy, but that's like the fish with
yeah.
the little dizzy thing to make it look stinky. So outside, there's stuff outside, but in here was like a beachfront market and cafe area. The accent wall is like the view of the ocean.
Oh, nice.
Oh, she wanted a flower shop.
I was just gonna say, is this your house?
So, lots of plants.
And there's like a flower cooler. This is the messy house.
This was my favorite one.
It was really interesting to do.
Because it's like, all these other ones are like, do this fantasy, like,
Mhm.
pristine place. And this one's just like, make it a dump.
I want to know why the water cooler. What about that screamed messy to you?
You can't use the sink because it's all
Yeah.
dishes, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like...
Yeah.
I like the plastic dining room chair.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was saying like, this... I like... Obviously this is like the messy couch, but I was like thinking like, in reality this would be like a single gaming chair. And that would be like the
Yeah.
only piece
Yeah,
of
yeah.
furniture in the entire house. This one was just good. I can't... Everything about it. Just like this little rug here too. It's like, oh, we're fancy now. We got it in
And-
front of the mini fridge.
And the mini fridge, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking like very college,
Yeah.
dormy kind of thing. She wanted a fancy house.
The opposite of the messy one, I can
Yeah.
tell
Yeah.
that.
There's the messy one again. Have some cat litter. That's her fancy house. This guy wanted a bathroom.
Yeah, that's right.
Just for himself.
Yeah.
Literally 6 sinks.
She wanted a fruit house. So
This one was one of my favorites too.
really
Just because of
well.
the
You
colors
also
and
just
everything.
like the color orange.
Yeah.
And I like these little divider walls that they added in because you can also use it as a shelf.
Mm.
Yeah.
We opened up a school. There's the orange house again. There's the
More school.
This is the inside of the school.
This is your favorite school anime.
Mm-hmm.
Why are there so many windows? Schools don't have windows.
Honey Creek Academy. What did she want?
I can't tell what this is.
I guess.
Oh, she wanted a dance studio.
A dance studio. That's right. But I also just made it a gym.
Yeah.
Gotta be fit to dance.
My mushroom forest.
This one's kind of neat.
Yeah.
It's more like outdoor.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like this character. This is one of the new guys.
Yeah,
His name's Marlowe.
He just wanted like a city office.
It's like you wanted antiques or something.
Uh-huh. And then this is Martha. She wanted like a little cozy house. This is Ellie. She wanted a reading room, and she's the first one I did, I think.
Hmm.
Yes.
Oh, no, Maple. There's the bare bungalow.
Before the roommate situation.
Yes. And there's the
There's
Trainer Blake.
There's my Pokédex. I have caught all the Pokemon in Pokemon Sword and Shield.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing. It's been really fun. I want to go back and redo some of those now that I'm looking at
Oh
them.
my,
So,
you're critiquing
That's
yourself.
how it becomes never ending.
Yeah.
yeah. So, if you like putting...
All right, here's the
furnitures-
spiel.
If you like putting furniture of different kinds in people's houses for them, get the DLC for Animal Crossing.
Yeah. That.
Yeah. Alright. Anything else to add?
That's for you to say. You're the expert on Animal Crossing here. I have nothing to add.
I think I'm good.
Nope. I've got nothing.
Alright. Well, that was episode 55.
That was episode 5. 5.
5.
5.
Thanks for watching, everyone. That's going to be a wrap for us today. And we'll see you next time. You can find us on all things Rumble Pack Pod.
Yep.
We'll
Check out those everywhere you can see podcasts and YouTube.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.